What's good with y'all? Foster Gamer, Foster Gamer. I know y'all probably was like, yo, is he gonna finish this? Definitely. And I got a new controller. So now the, I shouldn't have to worry about dragging as much. But oh yeah. I was telling y'all before, I seen this coming. I knew this nigga was gonna be dead. A noticeable, almost sinister chill can be felt upon entering.
This is Mr. Hagen's study, Detective. Would you like me to stay?
I understand if you are not comfortable with such a scene.
Don't you worry, Detective. I've seen much worse in my years.
I am thankful to have someone of your resilience by my side.
I just can't believe someone could have killed him in cold blood. Is that what you think happened?
I admire your faith in your fellow man, but you will be surprised what someone will do when they feel there is no other option.
Facts.
Mr. Hagen does not allow any staff into the study, and they were all present in the staff quarters, or part of the dinner service.
And everyone was accounted for?
Everyone. It is my business to know all my staff's whereabouts.
Okay.
Phone call. Yeah, yes. It was one of his business associates.
Do you know what associate?
He didn't say. I think he was French. The accent still confuses me sometimes.
And did the Major sound any different to you? Panicked, anxious, anything out of the ordinary?
Not that I noticed. I think he was embarrassed about ending up on the floor after Master Gideon's one punch. I would be.
Oh, you one punch man. Yo, he called Gideon One Punch Man. He said, I'd be after getting punched out like that.
Your help and discretion in this matter are greatly appreciated.
Bro, how do you think niggas become good fighters, bro? They get hit that one time and then they not beat for that shit no more. It's why you see like a lot of people that call themselves quote unquote recovering Simpsons shit. Yes, I can say that because we're on YouTube. But they call themselves recovering because they now know, like, in order to have been a simp, well, in order to not be a simp. Is that a letter in the chair that they're not letting me, like? Okay. Can I at least close this window, man? It's cold as shit out here. Alright, so they want me to examine the body. Let's see here. We got the lamb bone. Got They're like, what the fuck's a lamb bone? Don't worry what a lamb bone is. Got the elbow bone. You got the wrist bone. Got the second eye. Let me check. Single stab wound. I would expect to see a number of puncture wounds if the culprit had come here with the intention of murder. Either that, or in other words, whoever did it was probably decent at their job. You don't always need multiple stabs to kill somebody. Usually, it could just be the one. And since like this room is probably far enough away, like ain't nobody gonna hear you going yeah, like nobody gonna hear that shit. A result of the confrontation with Mr. Demir. Although only one punch was thrown, there's a substantial bruise to his face. So this man was getting fucked up. This man was like that. I don't know if y'all see that Family Guy episode that's making fun of another show or movie. But I'm talking about the one where they was breaking the record and shit. Oh yeah, if y'all hear that, yes, I got my coffee. And oh my god, it's tasting fabulous. Yes, Foss says fabulous. Hate on it. I must use all the detective skills and experience here. Besides the stab wound, there's little to go on from. Oh, besides the stab wound, there's little to go on from his body. I was brought here to find a blackmailer, but discovering the truth behind the major's death must take precedence. Or in other words, he's saying it has to take priority now. Because cause when you think about it on for those that are wondering that, like if you think about it from imagine like the food pyramid, but it's crime. So like you would have like at the bottom indecent exposure, then it goes up to like theft and shit. Then it starts getting crazy with like assaults, the R word. Or actually, do I care if I say that? Wait, do y'all ask? Yeah, put that in the comments. Do y'all care if I say the full word? Like, does it really matter? Like, I don't know why people always be like, they'll be like, yeah, I don't want to say the RAPE word. Like, fam, I don't know. Y'all let me know on that. But yeah, and then after that, finally, you got like murders up there on the pyramid. I just skipped where blackmail was supposed to be. Blackmail would have been like above that would have been above like theft, I think. But it would have been just below assaults. Well, actually, no. Blackmail I think is worse than assault. Off of the fact that like usually when you blackmail somebody, you can literally get them to do anything and everything. So I think they consider it. Yeah, I think they consider it worse than But let's see here. So evidence of single fatal attack what is most likely to have inflicted this damage. Purple bruising on his face from getting fucked up. Alright, let's get this started. Damn floor. What could cause such a large damp patch on the floor? Okay. It's quite severe. It's such a shame to see such a beautiful made carpet ruined. So so he had the fire on before? A bulky safe made with security in mind is locked tight, but a box of valuables sits on top. Okay, so dent plaster. Surprising that it has been left visible. It would be quick and it'd be a quick and easy fix. Okay, so let's say I get stabbed through here, right? Like maybe boom. Killer comes in, plasters his wall. Bada bing, bada boom. What the fuck? Why is this part so damp though? I noticed stuff down the side of the seat. You do not know me, but I know you and your past very well. Yes, that man, it's that girl, ain't it? Yes, our past and your actions remain hidden to the world. Actions that would shame even the evilest of men. Details so heinous to include them would surely bring tears. Details so heinous to include them would bring a tear to my eye. Now it's time for the truth to be revealed to all. Why not one man is to blame for the final outcome? It was you that brought about the final piece to the puzzle, the one that no one else would. If you wish to remain a free man, fill a brown paper bag. Is that what they? Is that what they're trying to say instead of Because they're saying a partial, then that's just that's literally a package. And not a bag. But if they mean like a brown paper bag though, then yeah. Need to fill a brown paper partial. Brown paper partial. With 5,000 francs addressed to Monsieur Dumpont, to Barber and Sons Cobbler, before closing this Wednesday. While there is time to consider your next move, I would not ponder on that shit for too long. And when the world knows of your crimes, they will surely not ponder long on your punishment. I know I paraphrased some of that, but I'll. Another blackmail letter written in a similar manner. The ones addressed to Angeline. Could the major be hiding in secret of his own, or is he in fact the author of the letters? Yo, they literally are leading it up to be Florette, but I feel like it's not gonna be her. I feel like that's just laying shit off too easy. Got an ice bucket where my heart used to be. I ought to have a bucket this size for a minute. Amount of water. Does not look as though. Let me chill. It does not look as though anything is obviously missing from it. That's a wallet. So here's the thing. So usually that's like a key sign that this was more vengeance than anything. But then you also gotta put into retrospective, like what if he had something so valuable that it made the money look like chump change? And the only reason why they're taking his wallet out is because it's a red herring, as Jessa Muffin would say. And shout out to the homie Jessa Muffin. I miss her. That's my friend. Hopefully she come back soon. Not only that, I want to finish Sherlock Holmes with her too. The snow continues to bellow, and why this window has been left open, I cannot fathom. Oh yeah, let's do this real quick. I know y'all keep probably wondering why like I keep singing that shit. That was I don't know, maybe one day I'll show y'all, but like once in a while I dabble with FL Studios. So I literally have a song that goes like that. Sure, this would have been easy enough to repair. That's what I'm saying. Second floor window. Jewelry box.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
The obvious items of the Evolve have not been taken. Why did the killer not take a reward? What croquette? Or Chike? Let's see, from Mr. DeCilia, the major for security consultant. Rather pricey at that. I don't know what a Creek K is though, bro. Like, what is that?
Order and method. That is
Whatever. I don't know what that means. Damn floor, ice cubes.
magnifique.
Someone has knocked over the bucket and then repositioned it. Someone besides the major. So more than likely that's Elizabeth. But if she was to say some shit, she would be accused, right?
This will not get me any.
Just make sure.
I must take a different approach.
I mean, bro, you did get knocked the fuck out. I'm just saying. Like, you got knocked the fuck out, bro. Burn mark.
I must act on thought and.
So wait, what exactly am I looking for again? Second window. All your madmen would ever consider entering or exiting the window of this height. Falling snow. Heavy snow. Heavy snow is entering through the window, filling the room.
I cannot see the logic in this.
But bro, if it's heavy snow, that means the killer could actually just jump out the window. Bucket was overturned. Again, I don't wait. Let me look up what a Creek Cat is. I don't know what the fuck is a Key K or whatever. I keep calling it Creek Cat. I don't know what a Creek Cat is. Like, what it, like, let's see here. GQ. Ah, a check. Bro, why didn't you say it was a check, bro? A Riley pricey ass check.
Is there something?
Okay, so let me look here. Stab wound, eye wound. Heavy snow. Yeah, valuables not taken.
Come, my little grey cells. Order and method. That is.
That's like my whole thing. Like, why wasn't no valuables taken?
I must act on thought.
Falling snow, second floor. Only madman would jump out the window. Oh wait, but the bucket's already
This will
on,
not
right?
get me any closer to my goal.
Wait, so what about the remaining ice cubes? What about them? Few remain, the last remain, or presumably full of ice. Overtime, someone has knocked over. So someone knocked over him.
I must take a different approach. Is there something I have?
The man, ice cubes. Nah, so stab wound. Oh, I thought I connected this to this.
I cannot see the logic in this.
Okay, so
What a revelation.
There we go. I had to take a little bit of extra thinking on that one. I was like, what? Cause I was like second window. So if it looks like they got out the second window, like why would you not leave with the valuables either? If someone had gone to the lengths of scaling the wall, they surely would have. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They would have took some shit.
Come, my little gray cells.
All right. Well, I already had another one prior to this. Question: It's such a shame to see such beautiful before. I tried connecting those before. So I got that part connected. Heavy snows entering. Jewelry box.
Order and method. That is the way to solve the problem.
So. Wait. Being stupid.
I cannot see the logic in this.
Okay, so why? Well, why is surprising that it has been left visible? Surely it would be a quick and easy fix, right? It's quite severe. Such a shame to see such a beautiful room. Matter of fact, yeah. Why is this part of the carpet ruined, but this part damp, right?
I must take a different approach if I... Come, my little gray cells.
What's up with this bucket? I have to have this bucket that's this size for such a minute. Wasn't I saying something similar to that effect? Like, why did you need this big of a bucket? Yeah, and I tried that before.
I must act on thought and...
Not simple burger. Yeah, because if it was a simple burgery...
This will not get me any closer.
That's what I'm saying. So far I've connected just about a lot of these, except for unrepaired.
Is there something... Is there something I...
I don't think it has anything to do with these. Because I think I tried connecting...
I cannot see the logic in this.
So for the most part, I'm going to just ignore this. All these don't, like, connect together, right?
Order and method. That...
Unless, nope. Yeah, so all these don't connect together. So take this all out of account, right? Yeah, so take this all out of account. Damn floor and unrepaired shit. I thought I connected this.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
There are signs that something occurred in the study between the major and our unknown fugitive. Yeah, I thought I connected these before and they said no. Evidence of a fight, yeah. Cool. I can confirm the window was not the intruder's point of entry. Careless of me not to check the door first upon arrival. The door shows no sign of forced entry or tampering. Could they have just knocked and been allowed to enter? Probably. Especially once you pretty much getting blackmailed, pretty much start panicking.
Another success. I never...
So evidence shows that a fight of sorts broke out sometime after the killer entered the room, unobstructed. Yep. The door from the bedroom to the study was how the perpetrator entered the room, but why? Oh, but what I still don't know is were they invited in or did they slip in unknown? They could have slipped in unknown, but it's like it's no. So they would have to have a key, right? So more than likely, whoever did the murder is either staff or lives here. You're not just going. So in other words, Gadian, he possibly doesn't have a key to this place because again, he's only a fiance. He's not a full-on husband. So he might not have a key or master key to any of the places around here. Same with his brother. So that crosses out a lot of possibilities. Because again, if somebody was to actually sneak out and do the deed and shit like that, we probably would have noticed something weird out of the ordinary, you know? But anyway.
Anything I can do to help, Detective?
Has anyone entered this room this evening?
Rihanna brought him some ice for his cheek earlier.
And when was that?
When he returned from his cigar outside, he asked for something to be brought upstairs to ease the swelling of his face. He would normally smoke only in here. Lady Vandenbosch doesn't like the smell of his cigars in the public rooms.
Of course, because them shit's fake as hell. Y'all thought I probably forgot about that. Nope. Madame continues to rule her home how she sees fit, and it is her prerogative.
Your help and discretion in this matter are greatly appreciated.
That's weird, because that's kind of conflicting when you think about it. Now that I know that the major was not alone, it's time to search the study further in hopes of finding a clue as to who was with him. Okay. Do say who may have been responsible. I'm telling you the murder weapon. Cool. So y'all, it's ironic because I remember another case that was kind of funny like this. That I actually did with the homie Justin Muffin. It was a Sonic case, and I think if I remember correctly, the murderer had used Yeah, use ice. So that way, like, it would melt. But, where is... Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? That's not what I want. Uh... So they're not putting it here, but what's the name told me that apparently the Major treats Cassandra horribly. Where's this woman at? You. Cause she hates what's the name. But now they don't want to show me it, right? But yeah. Or about something now. Alright, let's start on none to piece together yet. This is one investigating next, right? Or am I on here? Deduce. Yeah. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Burn mark. Kills entry. Kills entry to the room is obstructed. So they're talking about how the killer entered up unobstructed, the bucket was overturned, and all this other bullshit. Alright. Cool. Watch me work. Fireplace. It's incredibly dirty. The logs are covered in dust. But that possibly caused the burning of the rug. Poker stand. Nice looking poker stand. None appears out of ordinary.
Huh.
A rather organized desk containing what looks like important documents. Ooh, what we got here? No matches remain.
Huh.
Don't forget to bring a towel. A discarded towel, folded and unused. A reasonable full ashtray. I would have expected him to at least clean this shit out. Bro. Now you just purely capping. On that last part. Like, I doubt he would have cleaned that shit. Let's get to work here. Watch me work.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally...
The Major was smoking recently. Unsurprisingly, dropped his cigar. What could have lit the cigar? Where's Matchbox at?
I must take a different approach. This will not get me any... Come, my little gray cells.
Okay, so y'all really just... Y'all doing the most. Wait, so these laws haven't been used for a long ass time? The signs are being used recently. The point is sharp, but it is not the most practical weapon to inflict a major wound.
I must act on thought.
Clean and sharp. Wait a minute.
I must act on thought.
So obviously these haven't been used in a while, right?
I must take a different approach if I...
A ring of dust. Evidence of neglect.
I cannot see the logic in this. Perhaps a...
Point does not look sharp enough to tear. Okay.
order and method.
So if it doesn't look sharp enough to tear...
Is there something I am not...
Okay, so wait, does it want me to go ahead this time?
Come, my little great...
Okay. So, ring of dust. There's a rather thick layer of dust surrounding the ashtray. Will I find other evidence of neglect?
Some would say a lucky
There you
guess.
go.
I would say a moment of genius.
I had to think of, when it said neglect, I was like, oh yeah, because the laws haven't been used in a minute. I would have expected the Major to keep his belongings in a tidier fashion, especially with molded logs. Like, you're not using them. Room not clean. Okay. So looks like we only got one more left here. Wait a minute.
This will not get me any...
Yeah. How did he actually like this? How did you like this?
Come, my little gray silence.
Yeah, because the shit's just moldy, so... But obviously they don't want me to... I was surprised a burn this size has not been tended to. On close inspection, it appears recent.
I must take a different approach if I am to...
Okay, let me, instead of just clicking shit, let me actually just reread shit. Aggressive looking bruise on his cheek. We're getting in. Instruct him. Evidence of a single failed attack. Whoop. Most likely could have caused damage. How's your desk tidy, but everything else is not? Wait a minute.
Order and method. That is the...
I'm surprised that didn't connect because his room has actually been pretty messy. And they want me to talk to Archibald. I don't get it. So, someone has knocked over the bucket and repositioned it. Someone besides the Major. Are practically stored at the back. Was this room clean before someone other than himself?
Another success. I
There we
never
go.
doubted myself.
This crime scene has been tampered with. The killer clearly had enough time to cover the tracks. The crime scene was compromised.
What a revelation.
There's currently no way to rule out the poker being the murder weapon. There you go. And I was kind of ahead of you on that, like, because so far it's been the only sharp thing that resembled even close to a stab wound. And then also thinking about how like the stab wound was shaped. Like, let's say it was in the shape of like kind of like a knife, right? Like a poker comes with like two particular parts, like mostly the pointer part, but then you also got like a part like kind of at the end. So you hit somebody good enough with it, it can look like it was like more of a stab mark, right? But anyway,
Anything I can do to help, Detective?
for a house that has such high standards, there's noticeable lack of caretaking here.
As I said, Mr. Hagen did not allow the staff in here alone, besides me. He was very clear on that.
Was this game like in a different language prior to?
Have the staff ever given him reason to not trust them?
Nothing has ever been brought to my attention, but he was very clear no one was to be in here without his permission.
I suppose it is not unreasonable. I would have thought with his military past he would have kept it immaculate, with not a speck of dust or hair out of place. But the fireplace, for instance, says otherwise.
I haven't seen it lit since he has been with us, even in the colder months. It's been in this state for some time.
Your help and discretion in this matter are greatly appreciated. Aha.
Scruffy looking jacket is hanging upon the coat rack. The major scuba is in the pocket. I forgot what a scuba is. Oh, a blade or a dagger. Right?
Ah.
Alright, let's get to work. Watch him work. Oh, please, please. Watch me work. Oh, yeah, hold on. The jacket has seen better days. Knife holster.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
The major's knife is missing and his body lies with a stab wound. It could very well be the murder weapon. Potential murder weapon. Nice, nice. So, anything new that we got? Oh, what's the name confirmed that's been unused?
Magnifique.
Yeah, y'all see how I'm working. Y'all see the work. There are no items that could start a fire or light a cigar. And then connect these two, right?
Things are
Yet there was
beginning to
evidence of
become...
smoking. There remains no means to light his cigar. Someone must have lit it for him. Someone he trusted. But who?
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
Someone lit his cigar for him and attacked him when he had least expected it. Who could have done something so ruthless? The Major knew who his killer was.
This will not get me any closer to my goal.
Yeah. Actually, now I think about it, if he was inviting somebody, like let's say if he was inviting somebody who wasn't Cassandra, I guess, he probably would have cleaned up more, right?
Is there something I...
Or is there new evidence that I'm not looking at? Unused.
I must act on thought and fact, not on... I cannot see the logic.
Wait, all these are connected though. So I'm missing something that should be sharp fireplace. Clean and tidy, no signs of being used. And unused.
Is there something...
What exactly do I need to connect?
Order and method. That is...
Almost everything's connected here. Only thing I'm missing is something that would hit him in the face, right?
This will not get me any closer to my goal. I must act on thought. I must take a different approach if I...
Wait, crime scene was compromised.
The pieces of the
Bingo.
puzzle are finally coming together.
They lit his cigar following the brutal act of murder. Took the time to clean the crime scene. They were not in a hurry and could still be in the house. How could they remain so calm? The murder remains a mystery. The killer, whose identity is still to be uncovered, must still reside in this house. And then that's why they have us slowly thinking that it's on Florette, right? Because, like, why would the killer not be nervous? But I'm also not looking away from what's the name either. The this butler guy, Archibald, right? Yeah, Archibald. I'm also not looking away from him just off of the fact, like, okay, you're a worker, and the fact that you can just stand here in front of this body, like, if I was to bring all the other workers here, they'd be nervous as shit, right? Or they'd be scared as shit. But you, even throughout all this, stay calm. But for now, I'm gonna hold off on that. Come, my little girl self, solve this mystery. I was not expecting to have a murder case on my hands when I arrived, but this will merely be another test for the great Detective Poirot. Wait, what? Okay.
Anything I can do?
I believe I've collected all necessary evidence. I would now like to inspect his adjoining bedroom.
As you wish.
It is clear the reason for entering the Major's study was not to make haste with his valuables. What I must understand is if the intent for murder was there, the study has been manipulated following the Major's death, meaning they had time to return to the scene and attempt to cover their tracks. The perpetrator entered through the bedroom. Perhaps there is something they failed to clean up behind them that can make sense of all this. I should review the clues that the study yielded before I continue. Determine who in the house warrants cautious attention. Who warrants cautious attention? But wait, who doesn't though? That's what I was about to say. Who doesn't actually though? Because you got Archibald and Cassandra as the people who wouldn't. And then low key, you can make it a thing. What's up, bro? Looking a little nervous there. Let me finish my thoughts first, bro. Let me finish my thoughts first. I ain't just off and accuse you yet. I'm getting there. Oh, best believe I'm getting there. But Floss checks his evidence first. But like I was saying, the only people who weren't as much worry, would be people that have connections to this house. Another letter addressed to Major. It appears he has someone looking out for his business concerns with the workers' strike. Folks, I understand there are a number of businesses concerned. I understand that there are a number of businesses that are concerned for you. What? I understand there are a number of business concerns. Okay, I was like, what the fuck? Concerns for you in the situation that has arisen within the factories, but I offer this piece of advice. Step back, Monsieur Becker's efforts with the union have finally opened the workers' eyes, and they seek, they demand the fair treatment they deserve for so long. The fuel for the fire has already been laid, and the match is ready to be struck. You do not want to be near those flames when they ignite. I know you were once a good, honorable man. I pray that it's still true today. I must review the information I've gathered from each guest today. There may be something that help reveal the identity of the letter's offer. Alright, let me just keep working though. Drinking globe. I wonder how many traveling expeditions have been planned while enjoying the contents of the globe. Y'all niggas be drinking so much. A rather threatening letter has been penned, addressed to Major F. Hagen. Dear Major Fuck Hagen, I did not think I would ever find myself writing a letter such as this, but under the current circumstances, I see no other option. Madame von den Bosch and I have been friends for more years than I care to say. That is why I no longer sit back and allow your bullying to continue. I am well aware of the companionship you offered to my good friend over the years. It has been most generous, and without it, I cannot think what would have happened to her. But that does not give you the opportunity to act in such a foul and boorish manner. The day the Viscount passed, I promised that I would protect both Cassandra and Angeline, and it is a promise I will keep. You were you were once a major in the British forces, but your actions have mirrored that of drunken fools who hold no place in our society, let alone Madam's house. Please do not bother yourself with a response. There's not a question that requires an answer, only a hope that you see your errors and adjust them accordingly. Author speaks of bullying, although no specifics are noted. Any form of treatment towards a woman is not acceptable.
Aha.
This could be the weapon that brought down some of the most impressive animals that now fill the walls. Okay. Not sure how I would fare coming face to face with such a beast. Yeah, like, yo, some of these bears look huge as hell. And then you got bears like this that look like small as shit, but that one looked like it wasn't playing no games. Sure.
Huh.
Seems Madame Bosch's heart is a trophy worth fighting over. Miss Adrian, I hope you will excuse my bluntness in plain speaking, but there is a matter regarding Madame von den Bosch that requires not only our attention, but a level of understanding and respect between us both. I'm fully aware of the help that you offer to not only Madame, but her family and household. I'm also aware that you know of the assistance that I have given to her as well, and the Viscount before her. We were friends and business partners, and I felt it was my duty to continue to aid and keep the von den Bosch name standing that it has always been. Having said that, it is not always as simple to keep business and personal matters separate. And this is how I found myself today. Cassandra and I share a bond that one does not experience often in their lifetime. No doubt you have felt similar. What did I tell you? But what may be lust to one man is love to another. What did I tell y'all niggas? What did I tell y'all niggas? What did I tell y'all niggas? What the fuck did I tell y'all? I knew they was fucking. I knew all three of them were. Yo, I knew it was a love triangle. I knew all them niggas was fucking, bro. I called it. I called it. I called it. Ladies and gentlemen, I called that shit, yo. I knew them niggas was. I knew him and what's the name were fighting over her. Well, I respect your efforts in the war and the generosity you have shown, madame. I must request you step back from what you consider to be your duties at the house and allow for madame to make her choice. The choice that I believe is obvious to all parties. I trust my correspondence remains for your eyes only, and a gentleman's agreement is enough to guarantee our arrangement. Bruh, it's so much that can be said. It's so much that can be said, yo. Oh, I don't mean to like sound like a broken ass record. It is right about move to challenge the major as they have, especially with his position at the house. Man, these niggas think I was born yesterday. I knew that shit. When the fallen snow has laid beautifully.
Oh.
Plants lean and rely on each other to survive, something we as species could take a lesson from. Facts. Ain't shit changed today either. Alright. I think I got enough to really make some noise now. Foster Gamer, Foster Gamma is here. I am here. Let me do this. Alright, let's get this shit popping. I'm amped. Close to Cassandra.
What a
Let's see, she was quick to speak of her protection over Cassandra. She must have. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She wrote the note. Like, I ain't stupid. Well, I have my stupid moments, but I have my intelligent moments as well. Cassandra bullied by the Major.
I cannot see the logic in it.
Okay, so that's just some extra shit. Not simple burglary. No shit. Hugo's positive work is mentioned. What do you mean Hugo's positive work? Details of how Hugo's union. Right. Because Hugo fights for the union workers. Warning about the upcoming strike. And Gideon is in support of it, right?
Another success. I never doubted myself.
The only other union supporter I know that's passionate enough to write such a letter is Gideon. Yep. And who would talk about Hugo's shit? So Gideon wrote this letter, a demand regarding the worker strikes. Yeah. So mention of helping the family. Okay. Like, bro, you could have put these away from each other, and I still would have knew that.
Come, my little Grace.
Okay, so you can do that, bro.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
If there's something between Ernesto and Madame Von den Bosch, Archibald will surely know about it. Yep. Not only will he know about it, oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, wait, we done? Y'all, are you sure? Because I can keep this shit connected, bro. We can keep this shit going. Like, I'm in here now.
Certainly. What do you need?
Y'all probably was like, your father's, like, how did you make that prediction that they was all fucking? Like, it just seemed too suspect, yo. What's the name was talking too much shit at, about the Major. And then not only that, he was calling Cassandra by her first name, which is kind of taboo unless you're cool with the person, to an extreme at that. Like, you would have had to grown up with them, and from what I heard, what's the name didn't grow up with her. So, it's not like a Margaret thing. So instantly, I was like, okay. So, Ernesto and Cassandra fucking. And then the Major just always been on Cassandra's shit. Like, he always been riding. He been trying to get with Cassandra or the daughter. So instantly, I knew. So anyway, do you know about his
The
relationship?
male guests, I believe, he knows in a business capacity. But I'm afraid that's all I know. I will add, though, he has not always been the easiest man to get along with.
Oh, we know.
You are talking from personal experience of working for him.
I am head butler to the Van den Bosch family in their home. He has made himself comfortable, but to me he still remained a guest.
Which I agree with. He acted like he owned the shit. Just because Madam was giving him a few, like... Let me chill. Alright, so... Do you know his time in the
There's
army?
not much I couldn't tell you. As soon as he found out my father was in the army, his stories never stopped.
I am sure an officer of his rank must have many a tale.
A tale is a fitting description. Not so much a pinch of salt, more like a bag is needed listening to them.
Okay. What can you tell me about Monsieur de Silva, the Major? Yeah, just tell me
You've
about this
lost
shit.
me, detective?
I struggle to believe they were both helping her out of the kindness of their hearts. Could they have been fighting for the Madame's affection?
Ah, that didn't take you long to spot.
Of course not. So Sterling's lack of real response gives me all the answers I require.
Your help and discretion in this matter are greatly appreciated.
Bro, why do you just keep looking away like that? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, why does he keep looking away like that? Like, this man is sus as hell. This man Archibald is sus as hell. Like, why do you keep looking away like that, bro? Like, dear God. I told you go mentally disturb cop arrested that man. Wait, what happened on talking? Shout out to unqualified player. Can you live chat? What's up with you, bro?
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
Now I know of Ernesto's feelings towards Cassandra. He must be the one behind that letter.
Magnifique.
It seems the guests were not fond of the Major. No shit. Multiple guests threatened the Major.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
It's highly possible one of the guests is behind the murder. This warrants immediate investigation. Based on evidence seen in the Major's study in the bedroom, pause, as well that what I learned from speaking with the guests, Monsieur de Silvia, Comatose de Vos, Monsieur warrant concern further investigation. Okay, so we're going by letters, huh? I don't think Silva would ruin his whole business. I'm good. Read the first message. Yeah, I read the first message. So I told you, go mentally disturb cop, arrest that man. I don't think it's De Silvia off rip though. Komatesev Devas. Alright, we'll see. I still feel like Archibald has like some type of I don't know, I feel like he's kinda reaching on this one. So right now my suspicions list for the most part, it's Archibald, Florette still, and I'm kinda like it could be, I mean, I don't know. I think it does warrant for more evidence.
Certainly. What do you need?
There's nothing further for me to investigate in here. Would you kindly gather the guests for me?
Your help and this.
Hell no, bruh. Ain't no way he really about to do that and gather the guests. Like, bro, I wouldn't attempt to solve a murder mystery right now, bro. You don't have enough evidence. Because here's the thing. Like, I get what's the name and what's the name were both in love with her, but that doesn't mean Silva just outright killed the Major. Why would you want to just outright kill a man when you making more money than him? Like, this Major's just drunk living off of his past. You, Sylvia, are a businessman making hella money. I just don't see it. He don't come across as like, so far from Silva's character, he don't come across as like a man that's gonna make foolish decisions off of love. So that instantly crosses him off the list. Gadian possibly, But the thing is, he just punched out on what's the name not too long ago. So why would you try and murder him then and there? You know you'd be the instant suspect. So cross him out the list too. So then that leaves her. So unless it's like a secret affair with the Viscount, I can't see her outright killing the Major. But we'll see.
Certainly.
We'll see.
As you wish.
It seems there is no simple explanation for what happened here. The Major's popularity amongst the guests is not very high. There are so many questions that must be asked. Oh damn, we on chapter 4 now? Chapter 4, the interrogations.
The guests are waiting for you, Detective.
Okay, now he's not so shifty. Maybe he's just naturally shifty-eyed. Maybe I'm looking into that too much.
I informed them of what has happened, but divulged no details.
There goes my opportunity to catch one of them off guard. No matter, I have more than one weapon in my armory.
I am most grateful. Madame Vandenbosch is here also?
She's in her room with Miss Angeline. It may be better to speak with them privately tomorrow.
Oui, merci. I shall come find you again once my questioning is complete.
The guest alibis are my priority. Once I can confirm their whereabouts this evening, I can understand who had an opportunity. I have my lead suspects from the evidence at the scene of the crime. Perhaps those will change after speaking with them all. Okay, cool. So they kept Archibald on the list. Can I finally play on the piano? Girl, I'm in love with you. This ain't the honeymoon. Past the infatuation, pet. No, I'm kidding. Alright, so who should I, yeah. Yeah, y'all see me walking around here. Yeah. Which one of y'all first getting questioned, huh? It's making y'all nervous the way I'm just walking around, right? I know y'all nervous. So one of y'all is just gonna tell me who is the lurker? Who besides Otaku has been lurking in this stream right now? No, I'm kidding. Let me get back. Let me get back and pose.
I'm afraid our conversation is of a more formal nature this time.
So the Major was murdered?
Yes.
It appears so.
Yes.
You can't think that I did it, though.
Yes. It's like that.
I will be questioning everyone over the course of the evening, and your cooperation will certainly speed up that process.
Besides speaking with me, tell me about your movements before dinner.
I was here in the salon, minding my own business, enjoying my own company.
Minding your business from whom?
Comtesse, what's her name, and my brother. Apart from wanting to congratulate him for a great right hook, there was nothing I had to say to him.
I believe him. Zach do seem like the nigga that would be talking hella shit about that.
Comtesse de Vos. And they will both confirm you were here?
If she had taken a moment to notice anything besides herself, she will tell you I was here the whole time.
So in other words, yeah. So you
I
see
think
that.
that is all for now. Merci for your time.
See, that's all I need to know.
Bonsoir, Monsieur Beckers. Merci for speaking with me.
Monsieur Poirot, or should it be Detective Poirot now?
Detective Poirot is perfect. Merci. I would like to begin with a few questions.
Go right ahead, Detective Poirot.
Who is the lurker?
I took great pleasure in seeing the Major's ego as well as his face take a bruising. And then I made my way to the library.
Well, you spoke with Mademoiselle Conrad.
And yourself? Yes.
We were the only two that you spoke with.
One of the servants brought me a drink and I was telling her about the benefits of joining a union. She didn't understand what it truly meant to be a part of something. Something bigger than just her.
I don't know he was gonna say
explain to
that
her
shit
how-
without looking. I was like, to truly be a part of something bigger than herself.
Monsieur,
Oh, yes, it was just the two of you and the servant.
Strange that he does not seem to recall seeing Monsieur de Silva in the library.
and you are sure there was no one else present?
I'm not sure what you're getting at, Detective. You were there.
Merci, Monsieur Beckers. It has been a most enlightening conversation.
But wait, didn't Silva and didn't what's the name get knocked out when Silva was in the library with us though?
Monsieur de Silva, merci for obliging me.
A detective comes to a party and a dead body shows up. Coincidental, don't you think?
What, you think I did something? Because I could have. I could have been the one that did it. But I didn't.
A man's death is not a matter to joke on, monsieur.
Who said anything about a joke? I am saying what I see.
Then perhaps you can tell me what it was you saw this evening.
Following whatever that was in the hall, I moved to the library.
Which is kind of true because I seen him in the library. So,
Is there anyone that can confirm that?
Miss Conrad and Beckers were in there, arguing about something. The books held my interest far more than their conversation.
which I'm in belief of because it's like, bro, he was there in the library. I know they're trying to make it seem like he magically appeared there, but no, bro. He was there when I got there. So I would have bumped into him if he was murdering somebody. And for him to do it as quick as he did, when
You did not speak with them until dinner was served?
Yeah.
I had no reason to get involved with their little spat. It was clear they didn't want me to hear, and that suited me just fine.
Merci for your cooperation. Monsieur Demir, I am sorry your celebrations have taken a rather dark turn.
As am I, Detective. I hope we will be able to bring this investigation to an end post-haste.
With your cooperation, I will do my very best.
So besides the time in the hall when you was knocking that nigga out, where were you before we were summoned to the dinner room?
I was here in the salon. I thought I would have a moment of peace to calm myself, but the Comtesse and my brother followed behind.
So that just confirmed that Zach was good.
Did they inquire into the reasons behind the fight in the hall?
I think they both saw it as some light entertainment, more than anything else.
I did.
The Countess does not strike me as one to enjoy violence.
Man, bro, fuck out of here with that. You like she probably gets a kick off of that shit.
Not so much violence, but karma for the Major, perhaps. You did not hear how he spoke to my wife-to-be. She is still rather upset about the whole thing.
If you would be so kind as to stay here, I may require your help further. Mademoiselle Conrad, I am sure you understand the delicate nature of the situation.
I knew I had seen your face before. You were just an officer when that story hit the paper.
You have a très bon memory, mademoiselle. That was a long time ago.
You can't escape the past, especially when you go into something like that.
That is very true, but one can learn from it and create a better future.
What would you say to an
Please, mademoiselle. Catching the Major's killer is my sole concern right now. Now, if you would be so kind, I have some questions for you.
I arrived, unpacked my bags in my room, and made it downstairs just in time to see the Major take a right hook from Gideon. And then I went to check out the library.
And you were joined by Monsieur Beckers.
And Ernesto, or Monsieur Silver, as you say. But after he ignored my attempt at pleasantries, I left him to his book in the corner.
And your conversation with Monsieur Beckers that I interrupted.
You are a persistent one, aren't you? Makes sense now I know who you really are. You'll just have to wait and read about it in the paper like everyone else.
So Conrad still remains tight-lipped about her discussion with Beckers, but a hint at reading about it in the newspaper makes me believe it may be of much grander nature than I expected.
You have been most helpful. I request you do not go too far. Merci.
So let's see here. All y'all in this very room have alibis except for 2, 3 people. 4 people. 5 people. Elizabeth, Angeline, you, Archibald, even though you can be around anywhere you want. Like at the end of the day, a lot of these folks ain't gonna be paying attention to you like that. That on Rhonda girl and Florette, if she is somehow alive.
Countess, I am sorry our next conversation must be under such formal circumstances.
It is not the first time Felix has ruined a good party.
The current state of tonight's celebrations is the least of my priorities, Countess.
Well, it's at the top of mine, detective. I did not come here for a wake.
Perhaps then we should proceed with my questions and you can get back to celebrating.
It would be my pleasure, chérie.
We spoke earlier. Did you remain here in the salon until dinner was served?
I did. I thought by staying in one place, it would be easy for the staff to bring me my drinks. How wrong I was.
And who else was present in here?
The handsome groom-to-be and his brother, although Zachariah, is it, made a rather sharp exit at one stage.
Did he say where he was going?
He barely said 2 words to either of us. I think he was more concerned with his drink.
Another notice, Monsieur Demerara is drinking, yet no one seems concerned.
Merci, Countess. If I have any further questions, I shall be sure to come and find you.
So she's saying that Zach had a time to leave, huh? Okay, cool. So we can get to work on this. But so far, for the most part, a lot of these niggas have alibis. So connect these.
Some would say a lucky guess.
We already know pretty much. Hugo was in the library. So Nestor was there too.
I cannot see the logic in this. Magnifique.
They confirmed each other's appearance in the library.
Order and method. That...
So Gideon was with them.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
Confirm each other's appearance in the salon.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
And she confirmed you were
Is there
missing.
something I have...
Oh, wait. So I have to figure out if anybody else notices disappearance. Let's see here.
I must take a different...
To be honest, what else do y'all want me to connect? Kind of connected everything, right? She was still upset after her altercation. Something's up here. Now I think about it though.
This will not get me any closer to... I must act on thought.
So wait, what else do y'all want me to connect here?
Come, my little Grace.
Because the only thing left I want to kind of know is where Cassandra and Angeline were, and the other workers. But it said at some point Zachary left.
Is there something...
Alright, so maybe if I talk to people I can get some more clues.
I'm an open book.
I
So,
think that...
Obviously y'all not gonna tell me, huh? Okay. Let's see what else we got here.
Order and method. This will not get me any closer. I must act on...
Gideon was present. Yeah, Gideon was present. And Zachary seen that Gideon was present. Oh, actually, can this be verified? Oh, wait, this was verified. And Zachary also confirms.
Come, my little gray cells.
Bro, why is what's her name now saying she seen Zachary, right? She says she seen Zachary.
I must take a different approach if I...
Hugo was in the library. He also spent most of his time in the library. I don't get it. What exactly are y'all trying to connect me with here?
I cannot see the logic in...
They want me to connect something.
I cannot see the logic in this. Another success.
Here we go.
I never doubted myself.
Hugo failed to mention seeing Ernesto in the library. Hugo doesn't mention Ernesto. So I'll talk to Hugo. Yeah, which is weird. Alright, we got one more.
Some would
There
say
you go.
a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
So she claims Zachary stepped out of the room, but Gideon did not mention it. Okay. There we go. Now we got something. We got something.
Whatever you require. I know you are probably used to dealing with criminals, but not everyone is trying to hide something.
I hope for your sake that you do not hide anything from me.
What is it you think I'm hiding?
I struggle to believe you did not know of Monsieur da Silva's presence in the library.
Is that what this is about? I saw him hiding in the corner, pretending to read. I'd be surprised if he even could. I did not speak to him, and he certainly didn't make any attempt to speak with me.
Monsieur Demire invited you here to speak with him. You didn't see that as a fitting time too?
I was speaking with Jacqueline, and quite frankly, I was in no mood to be dealing with that man.
So you being a hater almost derailed my investigation. Yeah, Beckers is courageous and full of vigor in his planning, but his execution does not share such confidence.
Merci, Monsieur Beckers. It has been a most...
Bro, because of you, bro, my investigation almost got highly derailed. Alright, now let's take care of Zachary here.
I'm an open book. I told you already. I was here in the salon.
And you did not leave even once.
Well, I had to use the bathroom. I didn't realize I had to update you every time nature called.
You may keep your calls of nature to yourself, merci. And then you returned to the salon?
If you don't believe me, ask Archibald. He saw me on his way up to the study.
Which actually makes sense too, see? Archibald could have just easily did a kill, came down here, did dinner.
I think that is all for now.
Bro, like Archibald, I think he's slick. Fam, you think you slick as ice, bro. I'm paying attention to everything here.
Can you confirm seeing Monsieur Demir in the hall this evening?
Zachariah, yes. I was on my way with a bottle of whiskey to the Major. He shouted a rather ignorable greeting to me and asked for directions to the bathroom.
I presume you showed him the way?
Aye, detective. I showed him to the hall bathroom. I didn't think it was wise to attempt the stairs, not in that state.
This will not get me any... I must take a different approach. What a revelation.
Yeah, I was using the wrong one. I peeped it. What? Archibald confirmed his movements out of the salon, however brief.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
Next up here, Hugo saw him briefly.
Come, my little grey cells. Is there something?
And it's just plain obvious that they don't like
Things
each
are
other.
beginning to become clearer.
Hugo and Ernesto can now confirm each other's appearance in the library.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
Hugo and Ernesto and Jackie support each other's versions of events. Someone else must be responsible, surely. Even with many differences in stories, the guests will still confirm each other's alibis. It's not the outcome I was expecting or perhaps hoping for. Oh, you think that, bro? I'm not counting. Come on, little gray cells. Let's solve this mystery. Continue your interrogations and determine likely motives. That did not yield the results I desired. Perhaps a more direct approach considering their potential motives will reveal more. Fam, why are you still getting at these guys? Dear God, man. If they got alibis prior to that, that means none of them did it. Especially if you're if you're trying to say after the punch was thrown, right? To dinner time, and they all got alibis confirming to it. Either Archibald is lying about Zachary, or that's pretty much it. Like, fam, it's like I'm not stupid. I see. It's like I see this.
Poirot. Why would I? I've got nothing to say to him, except maybe to keep his hands off what is ours.
What is yours that he could want?
Money, of course. Why do you think he has been suckling at the Van den Bosch teat for so long? He's bled them dry, and now they will all do the same to our money.
Our?
My father's, Gideon's, it's all the same. When you have not been on level playing fields for years, it's hard to have a fair game.
I am afraid I do not quite understand.
If we're playing golf, he has a full set of clubs and a caddy in the form of my father, and I have the old split putter. Make sense now?
So he's mad because what's the name of his the favorite?
Perfectly.
There's certainly some hostility towards his brother. This runs much deeper than brotherly rivalry. Like, is that what y'all really gonna chalk it up to? A brotherly rivalry is when the brothers are competing. But it's like when the brothers aren't competing and it's just like one brother feels a type of way about their parent. Like, yeah, it can still cause animosity between the brothers and shit. Because it's like you got one brother that sees, like, you got one brother that sees his father as, like, this loving, great man. But you got another brother that sees his father as, like, a guy who I couldn't reach his expectations, so he treated me like shit. Like, you feel me? It's something like that.
I think that is all for now. Merci for your
Not
time.
no simple rivalry.
Whatever you require, Detective. I know that I don't think, or didn't think, a great deal of him. I'm just sorry I didn't get the chance to tell him what I thought.
The man has recently been murdered.
Fuck him, though.
Someone must stand up to men like him, with their crooked dealings and lack of, well, any compassion at all.
Another rousing speech, monsieur.
It's the truth. If you knew what I know, maybe he wouldn't be dead, but behind bars instead. Yes, Gideon invited me. If you will recall from our previous conversation, we have been working together and he thought now would be a good time to discuss matters.
To discuss business at the celebration of his engagement?
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
We're all here, so what better time? He thought Da Silva might even let his guard down, if he was in a more jubilant mood. It would be wise to not continue to ignore us any longer.
And what business was it that was so urgent?
We're trying to resolve the worker strikes. It has gone on long enough. Now is the time for him to listen to our demands so we can put an end to it all. Put the violence and upset behind us. Anger, yes, but that's all. I wouldn't kill a man.
You must see why this leads me to have suspicions.
You can't honestly think I did it. I am a man of peace. I make changes with words, not with violence.
I barely mentioned this nigga name, and he just became rather flustered and defensive.
I am fighting for the basic rights of our workers, nothing more. If he can't see that, he is the lesser man that I already thought.
So the business they're doing this for is Silva's business. So Silva's workers are going on strike.
And where does Monsieur Gideon fit into the negotiations? And his brother?
His brother? I didn't even know he had a brother until I arrived here. Gideon certainly hasn't talked much about him. I get the sense there's not much love lost between them. Last I saw, he was outside having a cigar.
Oui, I spoke with him myself, but that was some time ago.
He does love a cigar. You'd have to stand out in those conditions. I could barely see him through the snow.
Merci, Monsieur Beckers. It has been a most enlightening conversation.
More questions? I suppose so.
Yeah, tell me more about your relationship with the deceased.
Felix, I didn't know him that well. We spoke a handful of times. I met him through Cassandra. I thought him to be rather pompous.
Okay, so if y'all want me to like paraphrase that, in other words, Ernesto feels like he a real one. You feel me? So he seen this dude and he's like, "Yo, this man is a nigga that's pretending that he real." I can see. He's like, I can see the fakeness in him. I can see the bitch nigga in him. Like I seen it. I see it all. he full of himself to an extreme.
But you remained polite, as any gentleman would.
Of course.
Negative opinion of the major is rather unbe. I used to know this word, but anyway, he's saying like the negative opinion is rather kind of. I'm trying to give y'all another word for this. Because I'm not trying to say it's rather random. Like his negative opinion is kind of like. Matter of fact, I can give y'all better. Let me just look up the definition. I'm mad because I used to know this word. It's like UBQ. It's like QS or something like that. Q's used to always kill me. Ubiquitous. Because you see, I could say cutus, but then when you try to say ubiquitous, cutus. Ubiquitous. Cutus.
Ubiquitous.
Ubiquitous. You see, y'all get I was close to it. Ubiquitous. Cutus.
Ubiquitous.
Like y'all see, I was close with it. Ubiquitous. Ubiquitous. Y'all see, I still can't say it. So I knew the word. I just present, appearing, or found everywhere. Bro, that's a horrible definition. Let me see Webster's. What you got, Webster? Seeming to be seen anywhere. Existing or being everywhere at the same time. Bro, that's a horrible way of saying that. There we go, common. So, a better way of saying it is his opinion is rather shared, or is a rather common opinion in the sense of a lot of people think negatively of the major. So that's what they mean. It's like, yo, you seem to have like a highly shared opinion that everybody seems to share about him. But anyway, the negative opinion of the major is rather universal. I'm yet to meet someone with a particular positive view of him.
What is there to say? She's a remarkable woman, and I admire her. Even after Edwin's death, she held herself with such poise.
It sounds as though you hold her in the highest regard.
And why shouldn't I? Women these days could take a leaf out of her book on how to present themselves.
Okay, see, Ernesto a real one, bro. So, we talking about a time where it was male-dominated, right? But this nigga Ernesto could actually see, like, that men and women were equal. In many different ways. Like, he could see that. But at the same time, it didn't, like, make him feel less of a man for admitting it. You feel me? It didn't make him feel like he had to, like, be on some masculine shit about it. It's like, yo, he respect the way that she held herself throughout, like, all the toughest of times, like a G. Ain't like, for real. You said you had to talk with the major a few times. About what exactly?
He had approached me about doing some business together. I like to know who I'm getting into bed with first.
And you both went ahead with your business venture.
Not so much a business venture, more security related. But there is no need to discuss that any further.
Okay.
Is there something you wish to remain hidden about your partnership, monsieur?
Wait, were they training on Cassandra? Wait, Cassandra got both of them?
It was far from a partnership. I hired him to run security at my factories. If the workers were going to get violent, I wanted to make sure I was ready to protect my property.
And since what's-the-name used to talk so much shit about being a major and shit, Ernesto was like, okay, word. If you so good, like, I need you to do security. But then, at all times Ernesto was talking to the major, he just kept realizing, like, yo, this man is full of himself.
That is correct.
And the reason for your support was always of a purely platonic nature.
If you're trying to insinuate that I was expecting something in return, you can remove your head from the gutter.
I meant no offense. I'm only trying to understand the dynamic of your relationship.
I may need to approach this in a different manner. Perhaps I should speak with Comtesse on this.
Merci for your cooperation.
No trouble at all. How can I help?
With joining the two families and the major being around so much, I assume you knew him well.
I knew of him more than actually knowing him myself. In the past, he made his feelings towards my brother and I quite clear.
So pretty much he made it known, like, yo, I ain't like these niggas off the rip.
And that was not in a positive way.
I certainly wouldn't call trying to get Angeline to postpone the engagement positive. What do you mean?
I do not mean to pry, only I imagine the whole room was aware of his celebrating with a bottle.
You must be mistaken. Neither my brother nor I drink.
Wait, what? I do not know how he could not have noticed the state his brother was in. Perhaps one does not see what one does not want to believe. Yo, how is your relationship with this nigga,
We
bro?
are the closest, but what brothers are?
I would argue that many are.
No, that is kind of cap now. Like, you see, like, now that you see it, like, in the world we live in today, it's like we're not that dumb close. Like, brothers are not that dumb close. Like, we're close enough to the point where we still have, like, the brother dynamic and shit, but we're not, like, crazy close where it's like, oh, we know what each other is doing, like, every day. Like, we're not calling each other every day.
We've lived very different lives. Our priorities are different. He does not see things the way I do. There isn't much more to say.
There's clearly more to uncover here. I shall return to this matter when I have the fuel that is required to get the answers. I'd like to ask you about your work in the union.
I have lent my voice to some discussions. I have tried to facilitate meetings. Just positive support.
Does that positive support include sending letters to those on the opposing side?
Detective Poirot, I'm not sure what you think I have done.
Monsieur, a letter has been found threatening the Major of what might happen if he does not act promptly, and now he has wound up dead.
You think my sending him a letter, warning him not to get involved, means I murdered him?
No, bro, I just need you to know that you sent it.
At this time, it is certainly reason for me to be suspicious.
but not like dumb suspicious. It's just like to me that letter literally was warning him, like, oh, bruh, a fight about to break out. You trying to get yourself involved in this shit? Like, don't even do it. I know you may think you that nice nigga and shit, but it's like, bruh, this ain't gonna be the shit that you think it is. Like, you gonna shoot off that one musket and then you gonna get fucked up.
I have been funding the strikes, Detective. These men deserve fair treatment and a wage that fits the hard work they undertake every single day. The Major didn't see that. All he cared about was the money for his services, and that is all I care to discuss.
Thank y'all for the likes, by the way. I gotta stop having my phone playing the video when I got it on my data. It appears Monsieur's letter was at least written with noble intentions, but he is still hesitant to talk more on the Majors Association.
If you would be so kind as to stay here, I may require your help further.
See me adding him hunting down.
You came to the right place. What do you need?
Fam, don't say it like that. I was curious how much time I've been on here. Why ain't it telling me? Usually it tells me how long I've been on streaming for. I might be tripping. So you're just not gonna tell me how long I've been streaming? Or maybe do I gotta go on other end? Or not? Sorry this look crazy, y'all. I'm trying to see, usually it's a way to see how long I've been streaming for. It usually is. But I don't see it. So, we'll just continue. I can probably continue till like 3:30, and then I'm gonna go into some Kingdom of Hearts. And probably talk to my bro and them for a minute. As you were previously speaking with him, I assume you know Monsieur Beckert. Anyway, what did you know of the victim?
I know that he was not the good and honest man he liked to think he was.
True.
In what sense?
In all senses.
If you spoke to him for longer than 5 minutes, you'd know. I've met people in dark alleys I trust before him.
And on the occasions when you did speak with him, what was discussed?
I'm sorry, Poirot. If you're looking for a deep-seated secret between me and him, you're going to be disappointed.
Damn, Conrad is wise to the nature of this question. She knows exactly what and what not to say. This nut may be harder to crack than first expected. You previously mentioned speaking well. I'm assuming you know the Beckers as well then. Fam, of course, they were arguing.
That man has got some real anger issues. I get why he's frustrated. He's trying his best for the workers, but holding on to rage like that, something's gonna burst.
A man suppresses his anger in a murdered body. The most amateur detective could see a connection.
If you think you can use me as some sort of gossip machine, you are sorely mistaken.
Yeah, because wasn't she invited by Gideon anyway?
I can assure you it is not a case of gossiping. At this point, everything may be relevant to my investigation.
So I would be helping you potentially solve a crime? You should have said that off the bat. To say he's smitten is an understatement. I reckon he's been wanting her for years.
I see. Madame does not feel the same?
Doesn't look like it. If she did, she would have said something about it, right?
You have been most helpful. I request you do not go too far. Merci.
Okay, so Conrad's saying is that Joe bitch has been simping. So here you are trying to bring down the Major because the Major might have low key got her. Okay, let's see what's up then.
I am all yours, detective.
Did you ever speak to the Major about how you treated her?
Why would I actively choose to speak to that wretched man?
You were quite adamant of your protection of Madame. If he was as awful as you portrayed him to be, there must have been some words spoken, or perhaps written?
He was quite aware of how I felt towards him, and the lengths he has gone to remain close to the family. That is all that needs to be said.
I must admit, I would not want to be on the receiving end of your tongue's wrath, Countess.
I mean, are you sure about that?
Wise thinking, detective.
Or was this before, like, the whole oral thing became a thing?
I imagine she will have shed a tear for him, but she should not waste any more.
You don't think she would? Or you don't want her to?
I have made it quite clear what I think of that man, alive or dead. I would not want her to waste anything further on him.
I don't know who has the sharper tongue, Madame Van den Bosch or Comtesse. It's certainly a close race for first place.
What of it?
Do you believe there was something more to their friendship?
You know what's funny? And I still probably can hear all this, low-key.
As I have said, detective, I am not one to gossip.
Fam, wasn't you just gossiping to me like last stream ago?
I would not even consider your name and that word in the same sentence.
Because it is not gossip when it's the truth.
I'm not sure that is exactly correct, but Comtesse had a bold attempt to justify her wagging tongue.
Why else do you think he would stay around for so long? Yes, he was a friend and partner to the Viscount, but it is plain to see it is Cassandra's partnership he longs for.
You explained that the Major was trying to remain close to the family, but not why.
He was a disgusting leech that was driven only by money and power, like most men.
I can assure you not all men are concerned with such egotistical wealth.
Of course.
That may be, but they are few and far between. I believe you are a special case, Detective Poirot.
Or maybe just being a detective just doesn't pay enough. But the job is simple enough. Because you got to think about it. Around this time, you wasn't really doing as much like paperwork and logging as like you see detectives like in actual police forces do like today. And then not only that, I don't think Hercule's actually a private eye detective. I think he's actually hired by the force. So it's like each of these cases he does, he probably gets a decent amount of money to the point where he can just relax and enjoy life. Especially if the case is big enough. Because you got to think about how much he probably got paid to do this case. And now he's doing a murder on top of that. Forget about it, bro. Hercule gonna probably be good for like at least 2-3 years off of this one night.
It is not the first time I have been described in such a way.
Embrace the compliment, detective. You have set yourself apart from the horrid crétins that seem to somehow make their way into positions of authority and power.
And that is what the Major was doing? Using Madame Van den Bosch as his ladder to the top?
And she was enjoying it.
You are finally seeing the man he was. A weak and self-indulgent social climber.
The Comtesse has certainly opened my eyes to the Major's true ambitions. With the Von Den Bosch family, I wonder if Madame herself is aware of his greed and hunger for social recognition. It's probably no shit, because it's like, think about it. After he realized, like, Cassandra wasn't giving him no play, or that Cassandra was probably just using him as a toy and that was it, like, she probably did a decent job in putting him in his place. Because just because the Bam Bam good don't mean, like, you're going to just keep, like, you're going to get into a full relationship with someone. Or you're going to see them as, like, a person to start, like, to continue your life on with. Like, you feel me?
Merci, Comtesse. If I have any further questions, I shall be sure to come and find you.
You came to the right place. What do you need?
What are your thoughts on Fam, like, she right next to her.
I don't know if you really would. She's got a mouth the size of Texas, except when it comes to truths about her. She wants everyone to think that she's the savior of these girls at the shelter. But there's a side to her I don't think anyone gets to see.
And what side is that?
One that she is keeping tucked away under her very expensive dress.
Wait, what? You can only see the work at a woman's shelter as positive, even if the reason to start came from a selfish place. The work they do cannot be scoffed at. Like, is she low-key, like, doing a sweatshop, or...
You have been most helpful. I request you do not go too far. Merci.
Or does she get, like, a whole bunch of money because it's considered, like, a business or, like, a donation thing? Because you know, like, how, like some charities and all that, like, you can put that on your, tax return and shit, and you get extra money off of that. So let's say if you bought the shelter, like, years ago, and it doesn't need much repair and maintenance, you're making more than you're losing.
I am all yours, detective.
Push the Major's aggression towards Cassandra. Hold on.
Merci, Comte.
First off, what the fuck?
I'm an open book.
Relationship with your breasts, it seems, has everyone.
That doesn't surprise me, indeed. No one actually asks.
I am asking now.
I should have expected that, shouldn't I? What is there to say? We used to be close, but not so much anymore.
I would find it very helpful if you could at least elaborate on your relationship.
He went to school, got an education, and was the apple of our father's eye. I went to war. See the difference now.
Monsieur has again mentioned his time in the war. While I do not mean to belittle his efforts for his country, it seems as though he has not been able to leave that life behind on the battlefield. Well, of course not. And then you gotta also see it from Zach's point of view. His like let's say Gideon has like a little bit of okay, let's go with reputation, right? Gideon sees himself more of a man of like a man to be held at high esteem, right? More than he probably should. Just a little bit more. So like at times he probably overstepped his boundaries with Zach. Even though Zach is a man who fought for his country and held it down, like at the end of the day, you know? So in some retrospects, you can say it's like a better way of giving an example. It's like it's like it's like the older brother that went to prison versus the younger brother that went to college, right? Because the younger brother went to college and all that, he may see himself as a more productive member of society in a sense, or just like someone of higher class, whether he realizes it or not. He's kind of belittling his older brother, who possibly took that jail time because he was probably looking out for his family or some shit like that, or it was just unfortunate circumstances, like he just was at the wrong place at the wrong time, or like he had to hold the family down. Because I think at some points they mentioned that like the Gideon's family hasn't been like the craziest financially stable. Like they're just like sitting on money now type shit. Because that's why the Major hated his family, because the Demir family got their shit out the mud versus the Bosch family that's been around, that's been rich for like forever. Well, not rich, but been wealthy for like ever, right? But the question is, how did they get themselves back to the top? Zach probably put in the work for that. But at the end of the day, he didn't get as much appreciation for it. Because now you can know your family as like, oh, the Demir family, not only are they wealthy, they served in the war and did all this stuff. They're a family to be respected. Like these niggas been fighting for like ever. They've been fighting for our country forever, holding us down forever. But they're gonna only be saying that about Gadian. They're gonna be looking at Gadian as like the prime heir and shit because he's like, I guess, the heir, or because he's like the one getting married and all that. Like he's the more presentable brother in a sense, not like clean, well spoken. Yeah, well spoken. He's the more well spoken brother, the more fancier brother. You feel me? And because of that, Zach doesn't get his paid dues. So it possibly caused a rift between them. As long like also with the father thing too. So you add that to the mix. It's just a destructive like relationship on them. But anyway, what do you know of your brother's work with the Union?
If you want to know about Gideon's part in the Union, why don't you ask him?
So you are aware of his support for them?
Yes, well, he...
Oui, monsieur?
It'd be best to just ask him.
He either does not know how much of what his brother does, or he is protecting him rather coyly.
I think that is all for now. Merci for your time.
So when I asked him... Something's up though. When I asked him about that shit, he kind of just froze. So does that mean that... See, it's what I was saying earlier. So does that mean that Zachary's low-key the real guy that's helping Hugo? And Gideon's is literally the... What do you call it? He's the poster child.
No trouble at all. How can I help? I believe there are more important matters at hand than talking about my brother and I's relationship, or lack thereof.
Yeah, this nigga is the poster. He the poster child. Zach been putting in the work.
The murderer is in his house, and by holding back information that may help my investigation, you only make me suspicious of your involvement. Monsieur Demir, if you continue to withhold information, I can only assume you are hiding something, and must treat you as a prime suspect in the Major's murder.
I have nothing to hide. If you must know, we have not been on the best terms for years now. As I said, we are different people.
Yeah, you're one that to be held at high esteem, while your brother is the one that probably then put his life on the line for a country, held his family down. Like, fam, I see where this is going.
He does not see the importance of planning for the future. And as much as my parents tried, they could not make him see that. I suppose that is why he sees me as their favorite.
He still believes that now?
I assume so. We barely talk anymore. I was hoping we would be able to sit down and talk and leave the past behind. But this evening has not panned out that way.
If you would be so kind as to stay here, I may require your help further.
I think I'm almost got everything I need then. Alright, so we're good to go now. First off, I guess let's tear apart the brothers real quick. Zachary resents Gideon. Gideon is detached from Zachary.
Order and method. What a revelation.
Yeah, now I already see it. The brothers are suspicious individually, but I cannot see them working together. Yeah, he claims to calm down, but Jackie says different.
I would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
Hugo claims to have calmed down since his argument with the Major, but Jackie disputes this shit. And I'm inclined to believe her. Next up. Major involved in the workers' strike. Ernesto's business in connection with the family. So what's her name saying that Cassandra's more than a friend to Ernesto, right?
We must act on thought and... Is there something...
Q denied
Order
it.
and method. That...
Something's up here, and that's still... Oh wait, Jackie. I forgot that. Yeah, so
Another
both of them are
success.
saying it.
I...
Perhaps Ernesto had hidden secret love. Okay, so cool. And one more. Jackie doesn't trust the Major.
Come, my little grey sat.
A lot of people don't trust the Major, though. The issues between the Major and
I
Cassandra.
cannot
What?
see the logic in this. This will not get me any...
Okay, so let's ignore this part then. Ernesto's fine. What else we got? So I connected this, right? Gideon denies his brother's drinking. And the Major didn't approve of the marriage. Gideon is trying to start negotiations. Gideon is hesitant. There's still something regarding the Major that he is withholding. Does Gideon have something to hide? Yeah, because the fact that he
I must must act on thought and fact.
Jackie claims that she's hiding something. So I'm just missing one thing, right? He's defensive of Gideon. Although they aren't close, Zachary is willing to withhold details. Yeah.
I must take a different approach if I...
Because Zach is a G. Well, I don't know about that. I'm gonna not say that because watch him let me down later on in some shit. So what else am I missing here? He confirmed that it was Gideon that wrote the letter.
Is there something I...
Oh wait, the Major's involved in the strikes, right?
Come, my little gray cells.
And Gideon is
I must take a different approach.
Okay, so what else am I missing here? Doesn't trust the Major. Hesitant to mention the past with the Major. And what's name has dirt on the Major.
Order and method.
Major didn't approve of the marriage either. Okay, so yeah, but that's how Gideon feels though. Zach, like to a point, he does, but not for the reasons Gideon thinks. Like Zach doesn't. I don't think Zach cares about him being like the poster child or the favorite of the family and shit. But I think what Zach actually cares more about is just the fact that it's like, yo, you actually believe that I resent you because of that. When in reality, it's like, bro, you just think yourself more highly of me. Wait, he lied about his temper. Yeah, he did lie about his temper. He lied about his temper. Is involved in a major strike.
I must act on thought. This will not get me any closer to my...
I'm trying to think, what else do I need?
I cannot see the logic in this. I cannot see the logic in...
Issues between the Major and Cassandra. Has done business with the family forever.
I must take a different approach if...
I don't get it. What exactly am I looking for here? He claims to have calmed down.
I must act on thought and fact. The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
Yeah, see? I had to think about it after a minute. I was like, wait. Him being resentful of Gideon and him being defensive of Gideon does not make sense. He claims not to be close to his brother, but still seeks to withhold information about him. Conflicting attitudes. Yeah, because he still has love for his brother. Like I said, that's what it's like. Whether you the older brother or the younger brother, you always gonna have love for your brother. I've been in similar cases of that, so it's like, no matter how stupid shit may be, no matter how fucked up shit may be in the past, like when it comes to brothers, you're always gonna want, you still gonna want what's best for your brother, or you still gonna always have love for your brother no matter what.
More
no matter what you can say at that.
I suppose so.
That's why, like they say, like that's why to this day, one of the biggest tragedies when it comes to like movies of like killing and all that is the tragedy of two brothers. Like that's like the one thing people always like go crazy over. Not like the tragedy of like a father killing his son, but two brothers fighting each other. Like sibling rivalry or sibling death and all that shit, or sibling murder is like the most played on things because it's like you grew up with the person since you was young and you've known them all your life. Apologies for insisting questions on the subject, but you and Madam, okay.
Mademoiselle Conrad was quick to talk of your hidden feelings towards her, perhaps only hidden to Madame van den Bosch herself.
What has this got to do with the Major's death? Does Cassandra know you have spoken to others about this? I have only tried to help her.
I'm merely asking the question. There's no reason to panic. I just realized I accidentally got into a check-in thing with him. So, I'm not accusing you of anything, but if you continue... Yeah, I'm not accusing you of anything.
There may be some feelings there, but Madame van den Bosch does not know of them, and I trust that it will remain that way.
Merci for your cooperation.
So he admits it. Jeez. How deep does it? Okay.
I am all yours, detective.
Okay, push the Major's aggression towards Cassandra.
Countess, you gave me the impression the Major and the Madame were close, but there were times where he acted rather aggressively to her, n'est-ce pas?
I am sorry, detective, but I did not mean to give you such an impression.
I've already built a rapport with the Comtesse. Some may say in a flirtatious manner. Perhaps if I continue to charm her, she will reveal the secret. Alright, if you really want me to be flirty with her.
Ever the charmer, detective. I would talk more on it, but I'm afraid Cassandra would think I am talking about her behind her back.
Tessa has something more to say, but she still holds back. Some tells me is more to do with receiving attention. Perhaps I can use that to my advantage. Cautionary or coercive. No, like to coerce, like somebody into doing something. So you obviously care a great deal about Madame Von Bosch. Assisting me will help clear her of any wrongdoing. That's what you want, isn't it? I feel like this.
It is not often I am swayed so easily. I applaud you on your willingness and persistence. From day one, I was wary of his intentions. And it was not long before he showed his true colors. If it is a tear she sheds, it should be one of joy that he is out of her life.
I understand your feelings towards the Major, but perhaps there was...
He was a bully. He took his shortcomings out on her, and she sat there and accepted it. I never thought I would see the day. Perhaps now she will be able to see the man he truly was. Karma will always catch up to you.
Wait, what?
Merci, Countess. If I have any further questions, I shall be sure to come and find you.
So it's what I thought, huh? I have my own opinions of the Major, the one that is wiser to keep to myself, but I did not expect so many like-minded thinkers. I should think further on what I have heard in my quarters. So that's the weird thing, yo. So I'm heading back to the room. Yeah, but that is weird. So was her like what exact what's the exact thing of their relationship? That's like the only thing that's kind of throwing me off, because like, yeah, I know I make jokes about her getting something from the Major, but at the same time, it's like, what if she's not, but she still feels sympathetic towards him in some type of way or fashion? But it's like, but why though? I don't get it.
My time with the guests is complete, for tonight at least.
Do you know who killed Major Hagen?
I am afraid it is not as simple as that. There are many steps that lead to the truth. I must think on everything I have heard this evening and dissect the truths from the lies. Merci for your assistance this evening. Au revoir.
Came here expecting to solve a case of blackmail, to relieve a family of a burden that has weighed down upon them and overshadowed a joyous celebration. So wait, so we're not gonna call police over or nothing? I've never been to an engagement celebration where death has taken center stage before. Although the guest alibis confirm each other's, still cannot rule out the possibility of one of them being involved in the Major's death. The relationship between one of the guests and the Major were more than rocky. Dislike towards him was plentiful, but enough to drive someone to murder? This is now a perfect opportunity to think about everything I've heard today. I have all the information I need. I must now compile it together and find the most probable culprit. Dear God, it's gonna take a minute. Alright, so Jackie has information on the Major, and of course I said Jackie, Hugo does connect that. When I first overheard the conversation, it seems like they was trying. Yeah, okay. So Jackie's pushing for dirt on the Major. Claims the letter was merely advice for the Major. It sounds more like a threat to me. What's the name thinks?
Some would say a lucky guess.
It's hiding something.
I would say a moment of genius.
The letter she sent protecting Cassandra was threatening indeed, and Jack seems unable to determine her secret. Motive for protection. Let's see, Cassandra, they're long-term friends. So ignore that one for now. Hugo and Ernesto and Jackie confirm each other's alibis. Ignore that one for now. Gaten, blah blah blah. Threat to the Major. Ernesto tried to intimidate the Major. Okay. Ernesto fronted money for the house. Wait, he fronted the whole shit for this? Has confirmed Ernesto's financial support, but to what extent? Yeah, why does he not like her again? Had no interest in speaking of her. Brothers are unlikely to corroborate. Gideon is hesitant. Off pass with the Major.
Come, my little gray cell. This will not get me any.
Well, both of them don't seem to like the Major, though. So this tree is the only tree I haven't been able to connect, right? Actually, no. It's a couple trees. So he claims not to be close to his brother, but still seeks to withhold information. Okay, so they confirm each other's shit, right? And they're unlikely to cooperate.
Order and method. That is the way to.
So confirm that Gideon pinned Dolera to the Major.
Is there
Something's missing here. So ignore all like the light bulbs because that's just not all the light bulbs, but you know what I'm saying. Like ignore those so far. Gideon is trying to start negotiations. Seems like an honest thing. Yeah, but when I asked him, this dude about it, he got type heated.
This will not get me any closer to my goal.
Something's up with this.
Come, my little gray cells.
And he's invited by Gideon, right? And he has dirt about the Major.
I cannot see the logic in.
Alright, so ignore this. We'll come back to it later. Device to me, Jackie knows a lot about her guests.
I must act on thought and...
Yeah, she says she knows a lot about her guests. About the guests. They're long-time friends.
I must take a different approach. Another success.
There we go.
I never doubted myself.
All the guests have at least one other guest to confirm their alibis. All alibis are confirmed.
Order and method. That... Things are beginning to become clearer.
I'm getting there. Cause I'm like, yo, I gotta just think a little bit. Well, not think a little bit, but think a little less. I was like, let me just connect shit that seem to go together or seem to contradict each other. Bonded by both love and greed, he may have struck down his opposition. But how would he have did it? And they keep saying that he is repressing something. Yeah, he probably repressing
I
something.
must act on thought and fact. I cannot see the logic in this.
Oh wait, no. Then let me try and see anything has a hidden past with the major. Yeah.
What a revelation!
Bingo. His history with the major combined with threats to his well-being definitely show intent. Who could that be at this time?
Entrez.
Detective, I'm sorry I did not join you in the salon as requested.
Please, mademoiselle. There is no need to apologize.
I was with Maman in her room. She would not allow anyone to see it, but I could see she was terribly upset.
Most understandable.
Do you have any suspicions as to who could have killed him?
I'm afraid my suspicions extended across all of the party's guests. While it seems as though their alibis all corroborate one another's, the disdain and hostility towards the Major makes them rife with motive.
I know there was some bad blood between the Major and some of the guests, but not enough to kill him, surely. She may seem tough on the exterior, but she's really quite kind when you get to know her.
The Countess? She is a formidable force I would not want to come up against.
Don't be silly, Detective. She wouldn't hurt a soul. Jacqueline, I mean.
Jacqueline. Conrad, she was, in fact, the least suspicious until now.
I assume that's who you were talking about, Detective, after what happened between them.
Huh?
That is a story I have yet to hear.
She must have told you about the piece she was writing on us, about Gideon's work and our marriage.
Somehow, that was the only thing she did not mention.
That's strange. I thought that is what she would have started the conversation with. Well, she had come to the house to interview me, and when I entered the library, she was there with Felix amid a rather heated conversation.
Do you know what this conversation regarded?
I'm afraid not, but Felix was quite enraged. He picked up an envelope from the table and stormed out, slamming the door behind him.
And Mademoiselle Conrad?
She was equally heated in the moment. She had a few choice words for him that I wouldn't care to repeat.
So wait, how's she feeling now?
Better, thank you, Detective. She's resting in her room. It is the best place for her.
And you, mademoiselle?
I'm not quite sure. It is a rather surreal feeling. I did not think I would miss him like I do.
Wait, you
It
miss
is
him?
understandable. He has been a close friend to your maman for many years.
And to me, Detective. We had grown close. After father's passing, he was always there for me. And now, he's gone as well.
So they actually were close.
You must try and not think on it like that.
It is easier said than done, Detective.
I have no doubt, but you can be assured the culprit will not remain at large for long. You have my word.
Okay, so where's Foss going with this now? So now that puts, in my opinion, that puts Jacqueline, Gideon, and what's her name on the chopping block now. In the Contessa. Because Jacqueline said, but wait. Here's the thing though. If Jacqueline was the killer, she wouldn't have gave me that little piece of info on the Contessa, whatever fucking name was. So for now, Jacqueline's the least suspicious of the three. Now, Gideon, on the other hand, now this gives more of a motive since she was so close to the major. This pushes Gideon's motive just a little bit more. If anything, this makes the brothers and the Contessa look more sus now to me. I see how it work now. Like, that makes them look more suspect. Because I know, like, at first it's kind of make you kind of lean towards Jacqueline. But the fact that she hid that little bit of info from me puts her on my suspect list as well. But not enough to the point where I would think that she would murder. She was arguing with what's the name the whole time, so she wouldn't have had time to do it. But yeah, if you were in my position, mademoiselle, who would be at the top of your suspect list?
I'm sorry, but I just can't imagine any of them committing such a heinous crime.
That's what I was thinking too. That's why I'm thinking like Florette still has something to do with this. Or who knows, maybe Elizabeth did go crazy. Like I said, just not enough evidence.
It can often be hard to look past one's personal feelings for someone and see their flaws.
It's not that, Detective. It's just they have known each other for years. Why would any of them act now?
I was under the impression the Major had merely a business relationship with some of the guests.
That's true. But those invited know each other. Some of them for years. They may not seem like it, but some are even friends. I should return to my room now, Detective. It has been a trying day for us all.
Oui, mademoiselle. I am afraid tomorrow may bear a resemblance, but I will not stop until I have found his killer.
I just hope, cause I said Cassandra. I just hope Angeline don't get killed. I feel some type of way about that one. Cause then I'll be like, damn, I had like it's like I had a chance to save her, but I unknowingly just was like, okay, good night. Now I know, oh, I should have somebody guard your room for you. Especially if Gideon is low-key the killer, but I'm hoping that's not the case. Now I think about it, why you should like Hercule should at least walk her back to her room, make sure she makes it back.
I am certainly glad you are here, Detective.
When and where a detective is required, that is where I shall be. Bonne nuit, mademoiselle.
Mademoiselle has left me with an interesting thought. One I had not considered earlier. While at first glance the guests do not appear to show much fondness for each other, Mademoiselle is quite sure that is not the case. Perhaps I must consider looking at the guests together, not individually.
Magnifique.
I doubt Jackie's involvement with the. I doubted Jackie's involvement with the murder, but now I'm dubious of her innocence.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
Now I have all the motives from the guests who was under suspicion. Okay. Guess I've known each other for years, though. That's what I'm saying. And if I remember right, Jackie's the only one. That I don't. All the murders are confirmed. I now have all the murders who's under. Now I have the motives from who's under suspicion. They all know each other for years,
Order
right?
and method. That is.
All of them except for these two, right? Let me so confident, but I believe Mademoiselle Conrad will be. She's a newspaper magnate. But wait, how does she know everybody? The owner of several newspapers. That's what I'm saying, but how does she know people? That's what I'm saying. Jackie somewhat knows the family. Wait, she somewhat knows? She somewhat knows. Yeah, she somewhat knows. How would you somewhat know?
Is there something I am not? I must take a different approach.
Something's up here.
This will not get me any closer. Come, my little grey cells. I must take a different approach if I am to
Okay. Wait, so I had everything solved until this and this popped up, right? Getting the brothers are unlikely to cooperate.
Is there something I... The pieces
There
of
we
the
go.
puzzle are finally coming together.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this shit seems suspect. I do not know who I can trust or whose stories I can believe. Yeah, because I had to break it down because I was like, wait, this is the only new thing that popped up. Now who? No, who? All the guests are innocent. All the guests are suspicious, and they all know each other for years, though.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
I now doubt how trustworthy their stories may be. They may well be covering for each other. Multiple guests may be responsible. There is no physical way one of the guests could have killed the major and returned to the party, unless that is where I'm mistaken. It is not one guilty party I should be looking for, rather multiple. Yep. So, we got two guilty parties, right? See, now Jackie's party's looking more suspect as like I see it. Cause you know why? You know why her party looks more suspect than Gideon's party? Because even though like yeah, they would have covered for each other, why would either of these two, like if they are all working for each other, why would either of these two try and kill him? When it would have been like a known, it would have just been, yeah, so, well actually no, you could say that about both of these guys. So for one, the fact that Gideon's in this party would have brought suspicion on him immediately, which then brings suspicion on this whole party. I don't think they would have thought that far, but at the same time, like because because it's a multiple group of people, they're holding each other down. So it's possible on that front, but then you can still say that on this front too. But the issue is, part of the issue is that I was there with them. Like the only reason why this seems somewhat suspect is because of the fight with Jackie's fight with the major, and the fact that Hugo didn't outright name Ernesto. But the thing is, if Ernesto and Hugo don't really like each other, why would I want to cover up for you? If anything, I would be quick to throw you under the bus, right? Especially considering that Gideon and what's the name? Yeah, Gideon and Ernesto are on opposite sides. So as much as I want to believe that Jackie's the one, if anything, that kind of breaks down her for that. But for these guys, it kind of doesn't. Zachary only doesn't like Marguerite or whatever. She has a little bit, like he has disdain for or whatever. But at the same time, Zach kind of don't give a fuck about anybody. He drinks all the damn time. Like he don't give a fuck. So that in itself would have made any other detective ignore that. But to me personally, I wouldn't. So the murder suspect might be more in Gideon's circle than Jackie's circle, and it's just a red herring. Like Jackie and the Major's beef is just a red herring. Because when could Jackie have did it? There's only one time she could have had did it, and that would have been when I had left. But I think around the time between the time of dinner and what's the name giving the nigga the right hook and shit, it just wouldn't have been possible for Jackie to get away with it. But however, if I'm in the library, that gives Gideon, Zachary, and Margaret time to actually do some shit. However, this could all just be an easy ass setup and it's low key. This nigga Archibald. I'm just saying. I don't think but it seems like Cassandra just really is heartbroken over the Major's death. And I don't think she has enough strength to actually do shit to the major. Maybe Gideon and Zachary do because they're well trained. But then you got niggas like Ernesto and Hugo. Hugo probably could. But Ernesto's kind of more of a businessman, so he knows how to keep his anger in check. He's not going to outright just. He's not going to do something unless he knows he can fully get away with it. So I feel like how the murder was carried, how it was carried out was a little bit on the sloppy side. Especially if Archibald, like, now I think about it, Archibald could have kept his mouth shut. Yeah, so Archibald might not be the killer because he could have just kept his mouth shut, and then we would have been like, oh, when could this have happened? It's like then nobody go to check on him. So yeah, if I was Archibald, I probably wouldn't have said shit to begin with. Did they even say who found his body? Who found this man's body? Facts. Military blackmail. What's it, boy? He could have been blackmailing too. The major could have been blackmailing because that was his pen and shit. Yeah, that was his pen and shit. He could have been blackmailing, and then somebody decided to carry out and protect. But I kind of want to know who found the body first. Because if it was Archibald, then that kind of clears him of suspicion. Because, like, why would I report it? If I was the man that did it. Takes pride. Received a call for the major. Yeah, he received a call for the major. Actions. Archibald took whiskey to the major. Yeah, so he took whiskey to the major. He was stressed out though. How could I have not considered that the major's death was part of a ploy created and executed by more than only one guest? Came almost as an epiphany following Mademoiselle Angeline's remark about the guest's shared past. Perhaps Mademoiselle will become the trusted ally that I now sense may be essential to catching the guilty parties. Tonight's question was only the beginning. I will allow suspects to sleep on their stories, and we will see how they fare tomorrow. Perhaps one of those involved will have morals enough to show a glimmer of regret. Considering they may be working together, I cannot be sure who has told the truth and who has attempted to sell me down the... I don't know what that word is. Perhaps I should sleep on the matter. A good night's sleep will surely bring a new dawn of thinking, and what a better setting to do so in than the peaceful falling blanket of snow that surrounds us all. I wouldn't sleep, to be honest. You're in the house with a murderer. Although it seems not everyone has that same idea. What the fuck? Well, you know, this has gotten longer than it needed to be. The secret. A restless sleep combined with the image of the eerie figure in the snow has only convoluted my little gray cells. Consider. I should not have expected this to be a simple case. I have been lied to by at least one of the guests. Their alibis all confirm each other's, but I know this is not to be true. How the major was involved with the blackmail eludes me. For now, once I have confirmed whether he was the author or the recipient. Okay, so now he's on point to where I was thinking too. I can consider my next step in my investigation. Gideon paid it off like it wasn't shit. The ransom value. Robert received it. What time is it? I think that's good for now. So, yeah, next stream will continue. But like always, I like to thank y'all for rocking with me, Foster Gamma. And with that, catch y'all, love y'all, and I'm outie.